So in the last session, we have discussed the fundamental aspects of Azure admin. Okay, so once we finish Azure admin concepts, okay, so once again, that means before we are going to start Azure DevOps, okay, so we are going to discuss, okay, what is DevOps and what is Azure DevOps, what is the difference between these two. Okay, so entire concepts we are going to discuss first. Then after, okay, we will start Azure DevOps. Okay, so for Azure DevOps, okay, these 4 weeks are fundamental sessions. These 4 weeks are fundamental session because without knowing Azure admin concepts directly, if you go to Azure DevOps, okay, things will be somewhat difficult. Okay, that is why, okay, it is necessary to know Azure admin first, Azure admin concepts first. Okay, so once we finish Azure admin, then we start Azure DevOps course. That is my intention. Now, yesterday we have discussed something like different roles in the cloud platform, like admin role, architect role, developer role, okay, DevOps engineer role. Okay, yeah, these many concepts you have discussed in the last session. And apart from that, we also discussed in how many ways we can use Azure cloud platform and what are the different service models. Also, we have discussed in the last session, like IaaS, SaaS, PaaS. These categories we have discussed. And also we have discussed Azure Global Infrastructure. Okay, so in Azure Global Infrastructure, we have discussed paid regions and regions availability zones. We have discussed all those things with diagrammatical explanation. Okay, finally, we have discussed types of clouds like private cloud, public cloud, multi-tenant cloud, hybrid cloud. So those aspects we have discussed in the last session. Now, for practicing this Azure admin sessions or Azure DevOps, you have to create one Azure cloud account. Okay, so free tier account you have to create it. So which is required 12 months free. Okay, so for creation of Azure free tier account, okay, you need to have okay, one credit card is required. Credit card, it is just like any account, any other account creation like Gmail, Facebook account creation. It is that much easy. Credit card is required. Okay, and the second one is one valid email ID is also required. Mobile number. Okay, sometimes they may be accepting debit cards also. Sometimes they may not accept debit cards. So only you have to give credit card. Okay, in the first month, what happens? You are going to get to $200 in your account. So you can use this $200 for using beast kind of virtual machines. Okay, and large storage. Okay, hi-fi systems you can use. Okay, so from this you have $200, everything will be okay consumed. And how you can create free tier account? So let me show the link. The link is portal.azure.com. This is the link. Now let me show that. Portal.azure.com. Here, are you seeing this? Use another account. Okay, use another account. Okay, you have to choose create one. Create one. Okay, you have to enter your Gmail ID. Okay, and password. In the next page, you have to submit your credit card details. Okay, so OTP will come. Okay, so initially $2 will be deducted from your credit card. Okay, after completion of verification of your account, the deducted amount will be refunded. Okay, so once you log in into, once your account is created, okay, so you can activate, your account will be activated. And this is my account credentials, Shivakumar123@outlook.com. Now this is Azure Services home page. Now, before we are going to start any service creation, so let us understand few things here. So you take any cloud platform, okay, it can be Google, it can be Azure, it can be AWS cloud platform, okay. So the services of any cloud are divided into three categories. Okay, so how we can basically divide? Okay, one is compute service, second service is storage service. So what are the storage? Okay, storage options, in how many ways we can store the data, and third one is networking. So these are the three major services available, okay, in Azure cloud platform also. So as a part of this compute service, okay, so let us discuss these things. Okay, like server management, server we can also say virtual machine, VM management. Okay, so second part is upgradation of VM. Upgradation of VM. Okay, and creating VM images. Okay, these are the major things we are going to discuss under compute service. So now, as a part of VM management, virtual machine, VM stands for virtual machine management. Okay, so we are going to focus on, okay, creation of VM. Okay, now to create a VM, basically we require, okay, something like OS image. Okay, so the OS image can be either Linux or Windows image. Linux or Windows image. Okay, as a part of VM creation, we are going to have something like OS image. Okay, OS image, and we also need to specify storage. How much storage is required for this? Okay, and one another thing is instance type. Okay, based on our requirement. Okay, what is our requirement? Whether you are creating this VM for dev environment, okay, and QA and prod environment. So it can be any kind of environment. Okay, we have to specify, okay, instance type. So generally instance type is based on two factors. What are the two factors? One is memory and how many processors we are using. Okay, how many virtual CPUs, number of virtual CPUs. Based on this thing, okay, so your instance type is decided. So generally, okay, so we are going to use a machine called B1S. Okay, so B1S, generally this is a small virtual machine which is having one virtual CPU, 1 GB of RAM in Azure cloud platform. Okay, one CPU on 1 GB of RAM. Okay, now the equivalent machine in AWS is T2 Micro. T2 Micro. Okay, T2 Micro, B1S are same. Instance type is required to create a virtual machine. And the next component that is required for creating a virtual machine is storage is completed, instance type is completed, OS image. OS image is also completed. Next, we have to configure NSG. NSG means network security groups. Network security group is also required for creating a server. Okay, virtual machine. And apart from that, okay, you need to have either key file or password. Key file or password, because this either key file or password is required for creating virtual machine. Now, when we speak about OS image, okay, OS image can be provided by Azure. Okay, especially this is used by Azure customers, and we can also have our own image. That means VM image. Okay, from our own image also. Okay, so we can create a virtual machine, and some marketplace people. Okay, some third-party vendors are there. They are going to provide images. Okay, so which are useful for creating our virtual machines. So these are the three places where exactly we can have OS images that is required for creating a virtual machine. Okay. Now here this will be covered under VM management. And when we are, so what are the situations where exactly we are going to upgrade the system? Where we are going to upgrade is upgradation is necessary. Okay, along with some use cases, we are going to discuss what are the upgradation options. Okay, now for this, let me go into Azure portal. Already we are in Azure portal. Okay, so this is website way of accessing our Azure services. Now here we have many places from which you can select a service. Now, are you seeing in the search? Okay, you can ask for free services. What are the free services? You can ask like this: free services. Okay, are you seeing here? V1S is free for 12 months. Okay, it is going to be provided for 750 hours. Okay, so it can be Windows virtual machine or Linux virtual machine. Anything is free for 750 hours. And Azure managed disk. Okay, it is free for 64 GB. Azure storage is free. Okay, how much storage is free? 5 GB is free. That means every month you can use 5 GB of storage. Okay, so like this, these are the free services that you can avail for 12 months. Okay, in the first 1 month, what happens here? $200 will be credited in our account. Okay, once we finish this $200, from second month onwards, only free some services are free. Okay, some services means here V1S is free. Okay, if you want to use more larger machine, okay, that for that you have to pay. And you can use 5 GB at free of cost. So suppose you are using 10 GB. Okay, okay, from 10 GB, 5 GB will be deducted. So you are going to get bill for 5 GB only. Okay, now suppose I want to create a virtual machine. Just you can type VM here. Or using virtual machines. This is one place from where you can select a service. And we have favorite menu also. From favorite menu, are you seeing this all resources, resource groups? Okay, virtual machines. Okay, from here also we can select any resource. Virtual machine, load balancer, storage account, virtual network. Okay, so anything you can create from favorites also. Now, before we are going to discuss anything, okay, so it is very important to understand what is meant by resource group. Resource group is a fundamental resource which you have to create. Okay, what is meant by resource group? It is a it is just like a container. Okay, so every resource okay will be a part of every resource will be a part of okay resource group. Now suppose I am going to create a virtual machine. Virtual machine is a part of resource group. Tomorrow in the morning I may create virtual network or my network. Okay, virtual network is a part of your resource group. Okay, I may create storage. Storage is a part of okay your virtual group. Okay, so like that the basic entity that we are going to create in Azure for first time is resource group. Okay, so how resource groups are organized? Suppose I have 3 environments: dev environment, QA, prod environment. For each environment, you can create a resource group. Okay, so you can have billing for each and every environment. Okay, that means for checking billing, so you can use resource group. So you can organize resource groups like that. Now, my intention is now I want to create a virtual machine. So to create a virtual machine, I am going into favorites. I am selecting virtual machine. Are you seeing virtual machines? Click on create. Okay, so here you have to fill up some particulars. Are you seeing this resource group? So you can use the existing resource group or you can create a new resource group here. So if you want to create a new resource group, click on create new. Okay, my Resource group name is testing RG. Just to come down. Here we have to fill up some particulars. Virtual machine name. I'm giving something like my VM. Okay, region. Yesterday I have discussed about region. Region is a place. Okay, every region contains one or more availability zone. So availability zone is nothing but data center. Okay, so here one of the popular region in Azure is Central US. Just to scroll down, you will see Central US. Okay, it is a popular region because so every service almost available, any kind of service is available in the Central USA region. Now, security type, these are the later issues we are going to discuss later. So I told you, right? Okay, you have to create a virtual machine as a part of virtual machine creation. First, we are going to specify OS image. Okay, OS image is required. So if you drop down this, you are going to see a list of OS images. Okay, are you seeing marketplace images to get started? These are the marketplace images. Debian, CentOS, Windows Server 2019. Okay, now this is a OS image that is provided by Azure. And it is asking size, with how much size you wanted to create a virtual machine. Okay, so I want to create a virtual machine with B1S. Okay, I told you, right, B1S is a virtual machine which is having one CPU, 1 GB memory. And if you scroll down, authentication type, okay, you can have a key or you can you can connect via password. Username is my user. Give any one simple password. Okay, just to come down. Here, these are the network security groups. Okay. So by default, 22 port number is open. Okay, so 22 port number means this comes under SSH protocol. Okay, so unless you open 22 port number, we cannot connect from our virtual machine. So by default, 22 port number is open. Okay, so also you can open other port number like 80. So why we have to open 80 port number? Sometimes some web servers are running in this virtual machine. So for that we have to open 80 port number. So when you open 80 port number, okay, so you can access the application running in the web server. Apache 2 is there. Okay, Nginx load balancer is there. Okay, so we can access such kind of applications via 80 port number. Okay, if you close this, I cannot access web servers and application running in the web server. Okay, go to disk section. Presently, we don't know anything about disks. Okay, a separate session is there. There we are going to discuss disks clearly. Okay, just for now, select standard HDD. So which are cheaper. Okay, in your free tier plan also, don't kill your free time by selecting a costly hard disk because this is not our production. Okay, just for practice purpose we are using. So select standard HDD. Networking also we did not cover because this is a very basic thing. Okay, since we don't know anything about networking, just click on management. And in management also we don't know anything. Click on advanced. Just go on, press next button. Now it is showing if you want to use this machine, okay, per hour you have to pay this much, 0.9006 INR per hour. Okay, if you do not belong to free tier plan, you have to pay this much per hour. Click on create. Now, once the virtual machine is created, our next task is to connect to this virtual machine. Okay, assume, because this is my Azure cloud platform. Okay, here I created one virtual machine. Let us assume this star is my virtual machine. Okay, now this is running. Where it is running? Central USA. The really the VM is physically located in Central US. Okay, from my laptop, I want to connect to this machine. From my laptop, I want to connect to this machine. Just imagine this is my laptop. Circuit is my laptop. Okay, I may use Windows. I may use Mac. I may use Linux operating system. I want to connect from this one. Okay, now here already we have 22 port number open, right? We have opened 22 port number. So if 22 port number is closed, okay, we cannot connect from our laptop. Now the thing you have to remember is from your laptop, if you want to connect from your Windows 7 or Windows 8, suppose you are using Windows 7 or Windows 8, okay, we have to download a software called Git. Windows 7 or Windows 8, you have to download Git. Or otherwise, if you are using Windows 10, okay, no need of downloading any software, Windows 10 or above. Windows 10 or above, okay, no need of downloading any software. Okay, here I have to use either Git or Putty. Okay, so in Windows 10, by default, SSH is supported. SSH means it is a protocol to connect to a remote server. Okay, so if you are using Windows 7 or Windows 8, okay, you have to download Git download. Are you using Windows or Mac? Just click on this. It will be downloaded. Okay, once it is downloaded in the downloads button, just go on click next button. Within a few minutes, this will be installed. Okay, many times I installed. That is why this number 8 is coming. Okay. Now, my virtual machine is created. My virtual machine is created. Now I want to connect to this machine. Okay. My VM. And you see these are the properties. This is the overview section. Resource group is group name is testing RG. Status is running. The location where I created is Central USA. Okay. The Linux operating system is Linux. The instance family is Ubuntu 18.04. Size is standard B1S. These are public IP address. Okay. What is public IP address? Private IP address? We are going to discuss in networking. Okay. So click on this public IP address and go to your PowerShell. Okay. Just imagine you are using Windows 10. Or if you are using Windows 7 or 8, go to Git Bash. Okay, from your Git Bash, use SSH. I have given the username as my user, right? My user @ public IP address. Say yes. Okay. Now I am inside the virtual machine. So creation of virtual machine is not that much difficult. Okay, just it is a matter of minutes. Now, once virtual machine is created, what is our next task as a DevOps engineer or cloud engineer? Okay, cloud admin. Before that, let me save this document. (26). Okay. So once this installation part is completed, our next task is, okay, to perform configuration. Configuration, or we can also say installation. So as a DevOps engineer or cloud engineer, your responsibility is, okay, to create a virtual machine and to configure, to deploy application. Now to deploy application, first of all, we have to know, okay, so what are the equivalent commands for our operating system. So generally, we have these types, right? We have Linux family and Windows, okay, and Mac also. And in Linux, we have two distributions. What are the two distributions? One is Debian group, okay, other one is RHEL. So here, these are the two distributions comes under Linux category, RHEL. So under Debian, okay, just now we created one virtual machine, that is Ubuntu. Under RHEL, okay, we have RHEL, CentOS, okay, Fedora, okay, and OEL. These are the subcategories of RHEL. So when coming to Windows, okay, we don't have any other categories. And in Debian group, if you want to install softwares, okay, we are going to use something like apt package. This is a package management tool, okay, so to create and to install, to uninstall softwares. Whereas in RHEL, okay, so we are going to use some tool called yum. Okay, yum is a package management tool for installing, uninstalling, removing softwares. Whereas in Windows, we are going to use Chaco. And whereas in Mac, we are going to use Homebrew. Okay. Now, how we can use the apt or apt-get? Now, let us assume, suppose I want to install before that you have to write sudo, say apt updates. So by this command, what happens here? My system is connected to Ubuntu repository. Okay, from there it is going to download all the free softwares. Okay, so once downloading of all free softwares are completed, okay, and from the free softwares list, suppose I want to install something like sudo apt install, okay, -y. A simple software I'm going to start. I'm going to start with a simple software. Okay, then we are going to see, okay, another stack. Okay, that is something like LAMP stack. Okay, so LAMP is nothing but here Linux, okay, Apache, MySQL, PHP. Okay, so first we are going to start with a simple version of Apache 2. Then we apply this APT module, APT package management tool for installing LAMP stack. Now this is my virtual machine. Let's see sudo apt update. Okay, sudo apt install -y, say Apache 2. Apache 2 is a web server. Sorry, install. Okay, now my Apache 2 software is installed. I have to test whether the software is working perfectly or not. Okay, how you can test it? So you can test it via a simple command like sudo, sorry, okay, sudo service, okay, Apache 2 status. We have to check like this: sudo Apache 2, before Apache 2, say use service Apache 2 status. Okay, it is telling that it is running. Okay, so we have to test it from browser also. Okay, to test it from browser, okay, take public IP address of the virtual machine and paste it over here. It is running, right? Apache 2 Ubuntu default page is running because we have opened 80 port number. Okay, unless you open 80 port number, we are not able to see this page. Even though Apache 2 is running, we are not able to access this page. Now, just look at this. Install. Okay, otherwise you can type like this: lamp on. Okay, Ubuntu 20 or Ubuntu 18, whatever it may be. Okay, so always better you choose digital version documents. Okay, so these are going to give clear explanation. Okay, in the company side, we are going to install the company softwares. So since we don't have any company software, okay, just we are installing this LAMP application, LAMP stack. Okay, so here already we did this two steps: sudo apt update we did, sudo apt install Apache 2 also we completed. Okay, here this is not required. Firewalls opening, because at the beginning only we have opened security groups. Okay, now after that is telling that you have to use this IP address to test whether this Apache 2 is installed or not. I am going to share this website, LAMP stack, right? Refer here to install LAMP stack. Okay, now the next step is, once Apache 2 is installed, okay, is asking to MySQL is not required. Okay, if you are interested, you can do that. I want to install, our next task is something like installing PHP. Okay, so just install this. It is not copying. Shift. So it has come. Now this is going to install PHP module. Application is least bothered. Application can be anything. Just I am showing how we can install softwares in Linux kind of machines. So like this, we have many applications as open sources. You can take one of them. Just I have taken LAMP stack. If you are interested, you can take anyone. Now after PHP is installed, okay, is asking to create one file. Okay, what is the file name? Sudo mkdir. Okay, and where under where lib something your demo, your domain. Okay, is telling that use this Just a minute. Hello world. Okay, this one. He's asking me to create a file. Now let us open this editor. This is just for testing only, whether PHP is running or not. Here our domain means here we have to use something. The location is there, HTML. Okay, here we have to place this text. Okay. Close this one also. Question mark, close it. Save it. To save it, say Control XY and come out. Permission denied. So we did not open it with sudo, right? Control X, no. Open it with sudo. Okay. Now save it and come out. Control XY. Now check whether PHP is running or not. How to check whether PHP is running or not? Okay, is asking to take server domain or IP and say info.php. Okay, my server IP address is, this is a server IP address. Okay, here paste this one. Say info.php. Are you seeing the PHP is also running? This is just like LAMP stack installation. Okay, according to your requirement, okay, you can choose any other deployment. Okay, just I have shown as a demonstration part. Okay, so like this, you can have LAMP stack and CentOS also. LAMP stack on. So can you please mute? Some voice is coming because the recording quality is degraded. Okay, just we have to follow these steps. I will share this. For LAMP stack installation on CentOS refer docs. Okay, this is about package management. Tomorrow we are going to see how we can work with Windows virtual machines, how you can create Windows 2016 or 2012 server, and how you can perform package management, how you can create custom our own images. Okay, from the images that we created, how you can create virtual machines. Okay, how to open security groups. Okay, these are all fundamental aspects in Azure Admin. So just now, if you have any questions, you can ask me now.
Sir, what is Azure Active Directory?
Azure Active Directory, actually it is a identity mechanism. It is just like identifying company employees to access services. Okay, it is just like a database where exactly all company employees information is stored, so that along with names, we are going to specify their permissions also. Okay, which employee can access which service. So that kind of details are maintained in Azure Active Directory.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, if any other questions you can ask me. Otherwise, you can type in the chat window. Okay, I will clarify your doubts. This is totally 8 weeks duration course. 4 weeks, first 4 weeks we are going to cover Azure Admin. Next 4 weeks Azure DevOps. This is T2 micro. There is a typo. So how many have joined today? In the demo session, who did not attend yesterday and who came today? Okay, because why I'm asking means, okay, you will get yesterday's recordings also. Yesterday session recording. Okay, Ravi Singh. Okay. Ravi Singh, Sunil Singh. Okay. Okay, send your email IDs to Durgasoft training team so that they will be sharing yesterday recorded sessions. Okay, the people who are joining in Azure DevOps course, okay, they will get Azure Admin at free of cost. So earlier we used to give Docker and Kubernetes. Okay, in the place of Docker and Kubernetes, this time you have changed to Azure Admin at free of cost. The people who are joining in Azure DevOps, so they will get Azure Admin as a free of cost, free course. Okay.
Sure. Then what is the fees for the Azure DevOps?
Yeah, you can collect fees details from your Durgasoft training team. So in the website number is there, right? So you can call them and you can inquire for fees.
Okay, you are saying free of cost Azure Admin, but they are saying something. That's right.
No, if you are joining in Azure Admin, okay, then you have to pay. Only Azure Admin you have to pay. Okay, if you join in Azure DevOps, okay, Azure Admin will be provided at free of cost. Okay, if you want to join only in Azure Admin, then you have to pay.
For Azure Admin, okay, you will not cover Docker and Kubernetes, right?
So earlier we used to cover, but this time we have changed the plan. Okay, in the place of Docker and Kubernetes, we are giving Azure Admin as a free of cost. Okay, did you get my points?
Yeah, I got it, but but I can say there is some confusion with them.
What
Okay.
confusion? I will clarify your confusion. Tell me, what is your confusion?
Okay. Suppose is it possible to join only DevOps, Azure DevOps, not Azure Admin?
And for even though if you are joining in Azure DevOps course, you have to pay the fees, right? Okay, so you may or may not take Azure Admin course. Okay, they are going to charge something like 15K.
Okay. Anyway, need to pay 15K for Azure
Yes.
DevOps. Okay.
If no questions are there, I will stop it for today. Tomorrow, we will continue this discussion with the same link.